we're going to do something different now. Well, something different. We're going to do the same concept, but with a facade that it's not like this. So we're going to create like a shape, and then we're going to apply the same mass modeling and voids so that we can have those kind of louvers, but with a different shape. Okay, so if we go to level 0, you see that we can't, or we don't have here that. Why is it? Because we are working with a structural template or a structural discipline. If you move to architectural, we should be able to see it. No, it's not. So why is that? Probably because in visibility graphics, we don't have mass. Yep, apply. Okay, so you have to try different things. First the discipline, then the visibility graphics, and eventually things that are hidden really short. I'm going to copy the same curtain wall here. Okay, I'll do it again. I'm going to go to wall, storefront, and then this point and that point. Okay, now we are working. If we go to the east elevation here, no, sorry, west. On the west elevation, we don't see here so it must be because in visibility graphics we don't have the mass. Yes. Here we have the mass, and here we have the curtain wall. But what I want to show you is that we don't see the grid lines. Why is that? Well, I think some of you have asked me that question. If we don't see the, what is this? If we don't see the grid lines here, it might be because the elevation marks or symbols are not inside the scope box. Okay, so how can we do that? If we go to visibility graphics, if we go to annotation, okay, that's interesting because we can't see the elements, the elevation tags. So if they are out of this scope box, that means that we won't see the grid lines that are associated to that scope box. Okay, so that might be an issue, and we don't see that here. Okay, so sometimes if you want to show the elevation markers, if they don't show up, you can select the crop region, and then you have to select do not crop view. Sometimes it's the markers are out of the crop region, and if you are cropping the view, they don't show up. But in this case, they don't appear. Okay, so when that happens, instead of wasting your time trying to look for it, what would I do? You can go to view, and then you can create your own elevations. Okay, get rid of those, delete the original elevations because there's something wrong with them. And this is a building elevation. Okay, I want to get rid of everything. Delete, delete, and delete. We don't have elevations, and then we create our own elevation. So you can go to elevation, here, create this one, and you just do this. Okay, so now in elevation, we have this elevation 1A, so we can rename it to south. Okay, so this is the new south elevation. And if we click on it, what do we see? We see some things, but there's something weird here. We don't see everything we should, or if we, but since it's inside the scope box, we see the levels and all that stuff. Okay, so we're going to do the same with the this one. That would be the east elevation. Okay, call this east, and then I call this one west, and finally this one is north. North. Okay. Sometimes if you click on the arrow, you see this. You see where the elevation is placed. So you look at this point, but you only see up to this. Okay, so if you want to see the whole building, you want to drag this until the building is within that. So if you go back to the north, then you see the whole building. We can do the same here. Yeah, so we only see up to this point. If we want to see the whole building, we do this. If we click here, we can drag it there. And if we are on the south elevation, then we can drag it here. So now we see everything on the north, east. Okay, so now everything shows up. Okay, so if you can't, if you have trouble looking with the elevation, just create your own one and control everything, control the position, make sure that it's within the scope box. And then if you click on the arrow, then you can see that it covers the whole building and there shouldn't be any problems. So I want to go to the west elevation. So I want the east, I want the north, the south, the west. Okay. So here we have this. We don't see well, first you see that the trash is not very good. It's because of the level of detail. So click on fine, it looks better. On visibility graphics, make sure that the mask is on. We see this because I wanted to go, okay, so that goes from level 0 to level 30. This is what I wanted at the beginning. And so we're here, and I'm going to create like mass modeling. I don't like that because I don't see the, okay, let's go to level 0. I don't see the grid lines. And now I'm going to create a mass and site in place mass. And I don't want a rectangle. So I want to create like a shape like this, and then like this. And here I'm going to work with a spline. Okay, I'm going to create a curve. Something like that. Okay, I have a curve here. And I want another curve on the level 30. So I select level 30. I don't see the original curve here. It doesn't matter because I know that it starts at this point and then here, and I'm going to use the spline again to create a different shape. And I go back to the 3D and I have the shape. Make sure that you select everything, not only this. Now I want to select the whole shape too. And I create form, the solid. Okay, so here we have that shape. And now before finishing the mask, we can do the same thing we did here. Okay, so I'm going to set the plane on level 0. I'm going to draw a rectangle. I'm going to make that rectangle 2 inch. And I'm going to move it here. And I'm going to create a void form. This is a void. We'll move it down. And we have the same thing here. So before finishing the shape, I want to select the void and then I copy. Let's copy here. Okay, now remember that we can select all of them, only the voids, and copy to make it faster. Copy, Okay, and now on this 3D view, we can select the, make sure that we select the mass, and we can apply the same material. It was the soft lumber. Yep. We have that material there. Okay, so with this, we have this shape. You see that it's not straight. We can use another void to create another window here, but especially inside, we will have, let me see if I can place a camera. Looking here. Yep. We have this feeling here, so we won't have the sun. I think in 3D view would look nicer if we place another camera like this. There you go. And if we cast shadows, it looks interesting. Okay, so the next step would be to try to do something like that. Try to create a shape here on level 0, a different shape on level 30, try to create that mass, and then try to apply those louvers. Probably those louvers are too small. I did it 2 inches, so the width or the distance between 2 louvers is 2 inches. Probably is too small. If the distance between 2 louvers were longer, I think it would look nicer. Anyway, try different dimensions and see what happens.